Well, when I was in college, I was in the ROTC, and after I was in it for about 2 years, I had a chance to sign up for flight school. So when I got in the military, of course, had to go through flight training, and then after that, I was sent to Vietnam to fly Loaches in a cavalry unit, air cavalry unit, and you have boots and you have all kinds of pockets in these things for pilots because they got to keep track of maps and everything else. And usually they have some grease pencils in the pocket here so we can write on the chin bubble, because when they would tell us like which way the wind was blowing, so we would always know that if we had a problem and we had to auto rotate or something, an emergency, we have to turn into the wind, fly into the wind, or we always have to land and take off into the wind, never downwind. So, and the cavalry hat that I have on now is what we wore in Vietnam, because I was in an air cavalry unit. And an air cavalry unit they have Loaches like what you see right behind me here, and they have Cobra gunships, and then they have Hueys, the big utility helicopters that carry around either cargo or they carry around a patrol of like 10 people. And so, and the job of the cavalry was to find where the enemy at and make the initial engagement. So we flew in what we call hunter-killer teams. So the first 6 months I was there, I flew a Loach, which is the helicopter right behind me. Loach is a light observation helicopter. It's an 086, they call it observation helicopter. That was the hunter, and the Cobra gunships were the killer teams. And the job of the Loach was to go down on the treetops, in the jungle treetops, and to find where the enemy was at, and then either mark it with smoke or just call taking fire if you were taking fire. But usually we try to pop a smoke grenade and mark the spot so they would know where to come in. So the Cobra gunships were up. They start out at about 1,500 feet up, which is out of small arms range. And the Loach's job was to come down real fast, get down on the treetops, because between 1,500 and the treetops, you're pretty vulnerable. So like the job of a Loach pilot, we would get down right on the treetops, and if this, like with the treetops, we'd usually try to fly like right at the treetops and a little ways out from where the trees were so we could see down to see if anybody was in there. The other thing is when you're flying over the jungle, sometimes not just seeing things, but you can smell cooking and stuff like that. If they're cooking a meal and maybe some smoke is coming up and they're cooking some rice or something, you can smell it. And so you know right away they're down there.